Dynamite bent the fucking knee. They gave in to the SJW outrage mob. Of course, the SJW outrage mob completely forgave them for everything and decided to keep working with them, right? Of course not. This came out, 3 hours from recording. Dynamite Comics CEO allegedly worked with Comicsgate in secret. What do we always say? There is no amount of bending the knee that's ever going to be enough to appease these terrorists. It's never going to be enough. Never. Fucking Nick Barucci bent the knee, and this is how they're rewarding him. This is how they're saying thanks. Like, oh yeah, now that I smell blood in the water, let's keep attacking. That'll fix, If nothing else, let this serve as a lesson to what happens when you bend the knee. According to Comicsgate leader / spokesperson Ethan Van Sciver, wow, these guys have no clue what they're talking about. Now, you see, they wish that there was a leader in Comicsgate, because if there's a leader, there's someone they can co-opt. If there's a power structure, there's something they can infest and take over. But there isn't. The only power structure that matters is the customers, and they've lost the customers a long fucking time ago. And you want proof of this? You want proof? I mean, it's true that going on Ethan's show and getting him to shill for you will give everyone a boost, but how much of a boost depends on whether the customers actually want your book. I've seen people make like 5 figures on his show, and I've also seen people walk away lucky to get 1 or 2 backers after spending the night on his show. And Mike Miller, another example, because people keep asking that, oh, hey, Ethan, would you accept Mike back into Comicsgate? And Ethan said, like, no, that even if I did, I don't think the customers would. So there you go. The reason that the SJWs hate Comicsgate as much as they do is because there is no power structure to co-opt. All it is a loose collection of individual creators that share their platforms with each other for advertising purposes, maybe share their little business knowledge. Maybe someone has hookups at like printers or distributors or something and can get you a deal. That's about the extent of it. That's the extent of the structure that exists within Comicsgate. But otherwise, it's just a bunch of independents banding together to help each other out. There's no power structure for these NPCs to invest. Decentralization is the only way to go if you want to be immune from this shit. But anyway, that was just the first line. So according to Ethan, Dynamite CEO Nick Barucci has been secretly working alongside the group, criticized by many as an online harassment campaign since current year -2. You want to know who is an online harassment campaign? These SJW comic pros. They literally harassed Dynamite into dropping Cecil, and they're still harassing him right now. And they have the balls to call everyone else the harassment group. Whatever. A decision that has apparently urged Van Sciver to break his silence as to the extent of Barucci's support up to this point. The news comes a day after multiple artists and writers denounced Dynamite for working alongside Comicsgate. This goes both ways. I stand by what I said on Twitter earlier, that these guys have blacklisted themselves from the new industry that's coming up right now. We will, I can't speak for everyone, but I, for one, will never work with these people. There's nothing to be gained from working with this hate mob. Even if they pretend like they turn their life around, like, oh, please forgive me. I've seen the error of my ways. Okay, fine. I'm just going to leave you alone and not try to ruin you like you did to me. But why the fuck would I ever hire these guys who tried to destroy me in the past when there's countless, much more talented creators out there that are asking to have a chance? People who were gatekept out of the old industry by these no-talent hacks, specifically because these no-talent hacks knew they couldn't compete with these guys. Those are the guys I'm going for. Those are the guys that I want to hire, are the guys that are much better than everyone in the industry right now, who for whatever reason have been either kept out of the industry or couldn't get into it. As for the rest of these guys, fuck them. I don't care what happens to them. They had their chance and they blew it. If they don't like it, they can make their own, right? They're telling us to make our own. So then when we make our own in spite of them, not because of them, and they show up asking for a handout, we just smack them and turn them around. It's like, get the fuck out of here, bitch. We got no room in here for parasites. Fuck off. We don't need bloat around here. Comicsgate is a campaign organized to combat what supporters view as forced diversity in the comic book industry. No, that's just one of the many parts of Comicsgate. Comicsgate is not a campaign, and it's really not all that organized. All Comicsgate are a bunch of independent creators that realize the mainstream industry is fucking shit, and they gather together to produce an alternative. I can't speak for everyone again, but me personally, I don't give a fuck what happens to the legacy industry. Fuck them. In fact, if they go out of business, it's more customers for me. So let's do it, man. But what these cucks at places like Screen Rant feel, it's actually irrelevant. You know, I really couldn't care less, because whether they like it or not, we are the future. If Western comics is to survive in any capacity, it's going to be with us. The mainstream industry is unsustainable the way it is now. They have absolutely no one left with any talent. They're just producing fucking garbage. They're bleeding money left and right. This industry is doomed. So it's going to be manga and Comicsgate here in the future. And these guys that kept trying to kick us down, we're going to remember who these people were. The campaign has preached that their mindset is about giving fans what they want in comics by making better books. And that is true. If you disagree, then, well, you're just an idiot, honestly. Oh, God, it is such a liberating feeling actually creating your own stuff. Because now we can just say, I don't care what you say about my stuff. You can look at Blade Devil and say, oh, no, that sucks. I don't want to buy that. Oh, okay, fine. You don't have to. You're the one that's going to get left behind. Yeah, it's not going to be me who suffers. You're the one that's going to be left behind if you refuse to get on board. And all the fucking fence sitters out there, you may want to be damn careful with how long you sit on that fence too, because all the people that suddenly show up on Comicsgate's doorsteps the moment the legacy industry completely collapses, I can guarantee you they'll be viewed with extreme suspicion. Like, oh, now you're here? Well, why weren't you here before? And then, oh, yeah, I didn't actually hate you guys. I was just saying what I had to say to keep my job. Oh, you mean like right now? You're just telling us what you think we want to hear so you can get a job? No, thanks. Get in the back of the line. Once all of these much better creators that you guys gate-kept out of the old industry, once they are gainfully employed within Comicsgate, then if we still need anybody else, we'll consider you. We'll consider it. Can't make any guarantees, though. Man, I will not be able to get through this article. There's just so much. I keep getting sidetracked. However, the group has come under fire for multiple harassment campaigns against marginalized creators associating with the alt-right, exorbitant prices for their individual books, and failure to deliver crowdfunded projects on time. The irony here, by the way, is the SJWs are the harassment campaign. Associating with the alt-right, well, I guess everyone to the right of Stalin is alt-right nowadays, so I guess under some definitions. Exorbitant prices for individual books, well, as if, look at the prices for these SJWs when they do crowdfunders. Failure to deliver crowdfunded projects on time. Oh, yeah, you mean like some of these SJW comic pros, they have like 5+ year outstanding Kickstarters? That's fine. We're the bad guys, though. On Sunday, top Dynamite talent, including Mark Russell, I don't even know who the fuck this guy is, announced they were ending their relationship with the company following public support of Comicsgate properties on variant covers for Dynamite Comics. Dynamite has ended such projects, but Van Sciver revealed the two have been allegedly working together for years, a relationship intentionally kept quiet to protect the publisher and Barucci directly. And as you're writing this article, do you really need an explanation as to why? Do we really need to tell you why? If you had known about this 2 years ago, you would have been trying to torpedo his career 2 years ago. Van Sciver revealed on his live stream that Berrucci initially reached out to him as a friend following Van Sciver's dismissal from DC Comics. That's also a lie, by the way, because Ethan apparently, he still had a few books left to do under his contract, and he was practically begging DC to let him go. Like, dude, I can't do this anymore. Just can you terminate my contract early so I can just get the fuck out of here and do what I actually want to do? But they have to pretend like he was dismissed from DC, because otherwise their entire agenda just goes to shit. Nick reached out to me and said, want to do some business? You want to make some money? We'll help you out where you need. I can advise you. I can tell you where to go. I can help you learn to make your own comics, while also offering him work on Dynamite variant covers to put a little money in your pockets. Van Sciver says he cautioned Berrucci about social justice warriors finding out about the pair's business arrangement. And clearly Nick didn't give a... He either ignored Ethan's advice or he didn't take it seriously. He must have legitimately thought that like if I just sit on this fence, if I play both sides, like, okay, so I'm gonna do a humble bundle with Gail Simone to help bail out domestic terrorists, and that should be fine because then when I also work with Comicsgate, I can point at that and say, look, I helped you guys too. Nope, doesn't work, man. This is one of those situations that I keep talking about, where there's two groups of people who are polar opposites of each other, and you can never appease both sides. You can appeal to one side, to the other side, to neither side, but you can't appeal to both. It's literally impossible. And I guess he didn't take it seriously. He didn't believe it. Van Sciver said Berrucci was consistently involved in his work from creator to self-publisher, saying, Nick taught me everything I know so far about publishing, and credited Dynamite with helping him create his Comicsgate projects, playing cards. Trading cards, not playing cards, trading cards. Man, Screen Rant just doesn't know what they're talking about, huh? Van Sciver said Berrucci became friends with Comicsgate personalities, including donating on live streams. Okay, so when DSP gets someone donating $5 to him so he can yell at them, so they can poke fun at him, does that count as donating to him? Does that count as being friends? If you give someone a super chat just so you can insult them, and not in a friendly way either, does that count? Whatever. And shared his impression that Dynamite's CEO agreed with a lot of what we have to say. Van Sciver admits Berrucci made a really big mistake by sending him a donation during a Comicsgate auction, further revealing the pair's relationship. The pair were also together as recently as Friday when the backlash against Dynamite began. In the same live stream, Van Sciver accused Berrucci of not having the fortitude to be Comicsgate and stated his working relationship with Dynamite was over as a result of the publisher's response to criticism. Yeah, and if you saw Ethan's live stream, he was 100% correct with what he was saying. Said, if you are one of those people who's looking in on Comicsgate and you want to join in, you have to bring your fucking balls. You have to bring your fucking balls with you, because this is inevitable. If you get doxxed, if these fucking terrorists know who you are, they will get you fired. They'll try to destroy your family life. They'll harass your fucking parents and your kids. They will try to make you homeless. You better be prepared for this shit. You better be prepared to double down against them, because as I mentioned earlier, once this hate mob has you in their sights, there is no appeasing them. No matter what you do, it'll never be enough. You could meet all of their demands and they would still be there like, but why did it take you this long, huh? Why did you work with them for those 2 years, huh? It's never going to be enough. No matter what. And this is why Dynamite and Nick Berrucci, they're fucked. There's no recovering now. Now, if he had actually doubled down against these SJW Comics pros, against this hate mob, he could have at least had a strong support base on the other side. But he didn't do that. No, he instead threw the side who would have had his back under the bus, and now he's got nobody. And now it's too late to change his mind either. Yeah, guys, sorry, I know I just threw you under the bus and all, but hey, can I take that back? I want to be on your side after all, now that I realized the side I was trying to appease will never be appeased. It's never going to work, man. It's unclear whether Dynamite is still involved in printing any of Van Sciver's projects. Dynamite's never really printed his stuff. I mean, things like Cyberfrog for anyway. Now, obviously, the Vampirella variants, yeah, those were going to be probably printed by them. Maybe the cards, I'm not entirely sure. I know his coin campaign and the trading card campaign he wanted to do may have been, maybe that's going to be through Dynamite. Who knows? But there you go. One of Van Sciver's former Comicsgate allies confirmed Dynamite and Van Sciver's working relationship during a live stream, saying Dynamite actually fulfilled one of his Comicsgate projects, an arrangement that, if true, represents the largest comic publisher to implicitly endorse the Comicsgate movement. Well, so Dynamite, Nick Barucci, you stabbed Comicsgate in the back. You lost support you lost everyone's support. And now the side you tried to appease are still going to call you Comicsgate anyway. Really sucks to be you. Now, I know it's hard. I know it's hard when you're facing this hate mob, but once this hate mob has you in their sights, there's nothing you can do to appease them. There's nothing you can ever do to make them stop. The only way you can possibly come out on top in this situation is to go all in against them, and hopefully one day we can grind these fuckers to dirt. That's the only solution. So any of you listening, if you ever find yourself on the receiving end of an SJW hate mob, that's your sign to just completely go against them. Because you could give in to every single last one of their demands, and it'll still never be enough. You will lose a little bit of business. You'll probably lose a few friends, business partners. Well, they were never your real friends to begin with if they leave you over something like this. But it's better than losing all of these things at the end anyway, and then also being broken homeless. Because that's what's going to happen if you try to appease these terrorists. So think carefully, man. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.